speaking of that, we're moving on to men's mental health.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, the man, of course.
Yeah.
So first one, men don't get emotional. Men up. How do you feel about that statement?
Well, Tav just kind of tapped into that.
Yeah.
I feel like men do get emotional, and even the whole man up thing does kind of rub me off the wrong way. Pause, major pause.
Yeah.
No, but it does, because I feel like also it's everyone's default in regards to how you react when you're dealing with a lot of emotions. So obviously, like Tav said, Tav just wants to have a conversation with these boys, and that's the thing that gets him in. Whereas my whole thing is, it comes up in a really toxic way. It's not because I want to go out there and do the madness. It's just because that's my way of dealing with the stressful situation I'm in. It's not great, and that's where man therapy is useful. Or this kind of thing that are useful, just having a dialogue and speak about these things. But bro, men deal with a lot of things, man. Even now, like 80% of suicides is mandem.
Yeah.
And man will be like, oh, why did you never speak up? But it's because women don't feel ashamed to go into a doctor and be like, listen, I'm really struggling,
Yeah.
Do you mean it was men?
Why do you guys feel ashamed to?
Because culture, there is even society as well. Because as a man, the statement itself says men up.
Yeah.
And it's seen as a weakness if you are someone that's talking about your emotions or your feelings. It's like, come on, man, you can get another girl. But as a human being, as a person, you also have issues with your emotions. Because look at it, especially with culture, if you're especially coming from an African household, there's a certain way a man is supposed to. I remember when we were growing up, they used to say a boy is never supposed to cry.
Yep.
So if you're crying and you're like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, man up.
Men don't cry.
Even us girls were told, don't cry.
Yes, but women are surrounded by a lot of, like, society allows. If a woman is seen crying, people are coming to you and they're hugging you. Like, are you okay, bro? If I'm crying in the sweat, people are like, oh, this guy. And
yeah.
Okay, this guy's actually weird.
Why are you gay?
Yeah, why are you gay? So that's the thing. That's the problem about, like, being a man. Like, you genuinely cannot express yourself. And worse off, even our own male friends. If I start crying next month, they're already like, bro, come on, man, big man. What's wrong with you? They don't know how to help me. They don't know how to deal with me. So,
bro,
it makes it hard.
Saying that, when I had my situation where everything could go a lot, the first day, man, they were like, oh, bro, where's, man? There's light at the end of the tunnel, man. Do you know what I mean? The day after, man, they were like, brother, so you're gonna, don't get upset, bro. You're gonna end up you start making a joke about it, because that's how men, because we can't spend too much time in the emotional bag, because we're not used to that.
Yeah.
You mean? It's just not the normal thing for us. With girls, you call your girlfriend every single day, babe, let's go out. Babe, let's go for lunch. Man, we're spending an hour on that thing, and then the day after, that's the best joke ever. Yeah, we're gonna laugh about it. It is, because
does this cause you guys to be violent sometimes?
No, bro, because that's also another whole stigma of men who struggle with mental health are violent. Listen, sometimes you just need to be in the right environment to be able to be your best self. Because also, if you're around criminals, you're a good guy. At one point, you can start doing a bit of fraud. Because you might not want to step on someone or shoot someone. There we go. See, there we go. Spoken from experience. You might not be a bad guy that you want to be violent, but you might be bad in the sense of your mindset will change because of the environment you're in.
True.
Do you understand? So, depending on the environment you're in.
So from my perspective, like these guys said, it's not just because there's African households that you grew up in Africa right now or past that teaches you how to be emotionally vulnerable and you can build yourself and learn, and your parents teach you the right way of processing your feelings. The thing that I've now learned is that my parents are human beings. So when they had me at an early age, when my mom was 19, 20, my dad was 21. When they had me, when I was doing at 19, 20, 21, and now it's two different things, completely different. So now understanding that our parents, when they had us, they were young, right? Their main thing was to provide for us and make sure that we have clothes, food, and we made it to England. That was the main thing. Whether you're feeling like this, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So that was their main thing, to make sure that we just had everything we needed, like materialistically. So they were still learning to be parents, which means they were still learning to process their own emotions. As late teens, late 20s, late in the early 20s into mid 20s into late 20s. Right now, we're about to be 30, some of us. Well, some of us are already 30. You know what I mean?
25. Allegedly.
Come on, man. And now I know that I'm still dealing with these barrel of emotions, which are hard to process.
Yeah.
So imagine having 3-4 kids. You have your own emotions that you're feeling. You are not knowing how to process them because society at that time is not really big on mental health. And then you want to teach your kids on how to do it. I've seen that with time. My parents have learned how to deal from me, the first child, to the fourth child, fifth child, from the fourth child downwards. They've learned how to be processing emotions better and how to speak about it. Maybe it comes to age and wisdom and learning
100%.
and bringing perspective in that. So mental health for men, understanding that part, saying we grew up in these African households. We also need to understand that your parents are human beings. Yeah. Your dad didn't know how to process even emotions.
Because his dad did not know how
to process emotions.
So it's
bro,
how can you learn?
The dealing with it was this.
Yeah, that's it.
Man. You're crying. I'll give you something to cry about. Yeah, for real. So now you're right, man. You're right.
So you need to understand that part there for men. When you have a role model as your father who's done all these great things, but the one part emotionally is not really hard for him to process because he never dealt with emotions properly from his father. How can you learn? How can you be better emotionally like that? You have to go externally to look, and some of the information out there is not really the most helpful. So for me, I'm comfortable speaking about my emotions with these guys. I teach them. Thinking through it and speaking to the people that are closest to you as a man.
We're just gonna skip to do more women suffer with mental disorder than men.
It's more recorded. And because again, you go back to the whole men up thing. Yeah. Which means you now learn how to mask it. Yeah. But with women, because they have so many outlets. Yeah. You see, there's this thing called retail therapy, apparently. Yeah. So there's so many different things that women are doing. Either you're buying something that makes you feel good, your girlfriends are there supporting you, even your aunts, your family, everyone is supporting you. So
your
the chance of you going through that, your priority, call your girl child is really looked after in our society. But for Mandem, unfortunately, you're supposed to have everything sorted out. So by the time you literally just can't handle stuff, you don't have that much good support system. So because evidently now, when you're now looking at it, one said the scene as if you are just like outlashing, you're misbehaving. And funny enough, I might be wrong, I feel like some men cheat because it's a way of mental health.
Oh my god!
No, but 100%. Look at this way.
It's an outlet.
Yeah. Look at this way. The way that I because we've been had this conversation. Remember, ages ago. Yeah. The way that I'll put it is, if you're my person, and whatever we're doing, but yet there's things that I really need for my mental health that you're just not providing because we can't find the understanding. Again, like I said to you, trying to force a square peg into a round circle hole, right? It's not working. I'm trying to make you understand that, babe, my trauma is stopping me from understanding our situations. Therefore, I just can't be happy right now, right? But all you're hearing is, he's not happy. And then, coincidentally, like you said, the person at my work now is showing me, he's really understanding. They're listening to me, did all this thing, and they're not judging me for the thing I'm telling them. They're just understanding. And now I'm leaning more towards that situation now. Before I know it, that leaning turns into horizontal jogging, or horizontal jogging, Wow. But my point, it's not planned. My point is, some things it just happens because that one thing you're lacking from that situation becomes your sole connection with this other person. So you're almost like playing ping pong.
So
trying
it's
to balance
okay
out.
if men do it.
No, you see that's the thing. We're not justifying it.
You didn't listen.
Exactly.
You had one point. Exactly. You didn't listen to what I just said.
That's what we're saying. We're giving you a preview on like a man's
mental view.
Because when justifying it, it's bad. Cheating is bad.
100%.
Just saying that. It's fun. Really good. You have this.
Stop.
Wow.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to help the viewer understand the perspective we're going at right now.
Okay.
That's good.
And you're smiling too much.
Right?
It's bad. It's really bad, man. Bad boy.
This cheating then comes with the infections from last episode.
7-day pills, man. Anyways, man.
But
Yeah, no, because that part there where it says, more women suffer. No, that's never the case.
But even the stats, like I said to you, 80% of men commit. More than 20% of people that commit is women. Because a woman, even when it comes to you've got a sore toe, you go to doctor the next day. A man will might still look at that toe for the whole year, and then when he does go, you have to cut it off. Yeah. Whereas for a girl, when you do one for the next day,
because we're not built like that.
No, but that's fine. But with a man's default in his brain feels like I have to man up and deal with it. Yeah. It's my problem. Who cares about it anyway? Let me just deal with the situation.
That is true. That is the word. That is the word. The word is never going to change from that.
100%.
You've got a lot of responsibility you need to take
now
on.
it's changing.
Slowly.
But the problem is if you guys then go seek therapy and all that, you're calling yourselves those people.
Yeah, but weak, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
No.
For example, allegedly, the person might be on this.
Yeah.
On this couch.
You really want to go band for band?
All I'm just saying is,
put the guns away, guys.
For example, I don't know, maybe I might be wrong, but I've never heard a grown man
really
get their toes done, pedicure, and
they are there.
I do.
I would like my
a real man.
What, bro? Yes, I get my toes and my nails.
I would like my man to do that because at the end of the day, I'm gonna suck your toes.
Don't wait,
Where's bro?
Wait, don't look at me.
Oh my God!
It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday, guys. It's a Sunday, guys.
It's gay!
It's
gay!
Hey, yo,
you see why the people are getting out? I need my toes sucked, bro. You best believe that shit. There's no legend between men and you, bro. Suck them toes, bro. Damn, man.
Yeah, it's for content.
You look like a king, bro.
I love it. But no,
it's for
please.
content, guys.
No.
I love it. We get it, man.
Anyway. Let's.
But to finish with my point, I was saying that more women suffer. No, the thing that you need to understand, as a man, you have a lot of responsibility as a man, and 100%. You should have a lot of responsibility. You should be resourceful. You should be able to do all these things. Yeah. No woman, a real woman, wants to be with a man that can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to be able to do something in life and provide and move forward. Not saying in that whole process doing all those hard things. You are allowed to ask for help.
Yes.
But you still need to have the drive, the ambition, the vision, the plan. Say, this is what I'm going to do and stick to it. I know it's hard. I might need support. I might need someone to talk to about it. But I've got a vision of what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Things become hard when you have all these things you want to do. And people look at you and say, you said you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. And then when you need support from the people that are close to you, i.e. your partner, the person talking to, you don't get that support. Or maybe even not even support. Some men don't even need support. Some men just need to say, baby, I appreciate everything you've been doing for me.
100%. Appreciation.
It goes further. It stops the bleeding and the suffering just a little bit. Yeah. And it helps you know that what I'm doing is worthwhile because the person I'm doing it for appreciates.
100%, bro.
So
preach, bro, on a Sunday.
So that part there, when you really understand that, more women may suffer, No, men do suffer. Yeah. We just keep it quiet because we have to be resourceful, useful men. Because if we're not, nobody wants to marry a bum, unfortunately.
100. And also, this social media era we're in, you be seeing what next man is good and you realizing, I'll never amount to that, bro. So why am I here? You dig? So, bro, you're constantly comparing yourself to other men as well.
But she's with you.
But for now.
Yeah,
because you're out here already doing job interviews, right?
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but limited time, man.
Oh my God, that was scares me. That scares me.
It's all good, but to the men out there, we do care about your feelings.
No. It's nice to be appreciated, right?
Yeah, of course, man.
And moving on to Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Come on.
Let's go, man.
Happy Father's Day, Denzel.
Come on, man. We love you, bro.
Love you, Denzel, bro.
Guys, go follow Denzel, man.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man.
Also, just a heads up, this is gonna come out a week after Father's Day. Yeah. But man.
The time of the recording is Father's Day.
Yeah. Today is Father's Day. Yeah, man. Yeah. Questions, please. Go straight into it.
Why is it important to celebrate fathers?
I want to go first.
Go on, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, as a certified father.
Come on.
And certified zaddy.
Yeah.
I'm a dad to my son and a daddy to my girl.
Come on.
She knows herself.
To his
Anyways,
girl.
man, this man,
Let him speak. Let him cook. Let him cook.
She knows herself. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I've never, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never heard a song that celebrates a dad.
It's there.
Which I said, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's there.
Most songs,
there are plenty.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know
most
them
songs are
because
about mothers. Honestly,
Majority
of them are about mothers. Maybe the dads they're there, but most of them are about dads. Now I understand why, because obviously your earlier years as a kid is usually your mom. The mom is usually the nurturer.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because most of us we watch American movies and you see a lot of deadbeat fathers.
Yeah.
But really and truly, our dads, they do some unsung
incredible
works,
stuff.
They are responsible. Because obviously we have to understand we're living in different generations.
Yeah.
And this is someone that never got a hug. Doesn't know how it means or how it feels to say something to someone that I love you, but they still are responsible. And they're loving to their kids. So for me, when I look at my own dad, I'm really out of words, man. I'm like, this guy is an amazing dude. And now what I'm doing now, whatever I'm learning from him, obviously because I know I'm bringing up a son in the 21st century who needs the emotional side. I have to then, the principles and the steadfast that my dad has, but also with an element of like emotional connection to my kid. Yeah. And I tell you, man, my son, man, if I could have been like Denzel, give you extra siblings, man. I ain't never gonna do that. I'm telling you that for a fact. But anyways, the point I'm trying to say is I love my dad, and I'm sure we all love our fathers. They are amazing. That's what's up.
For me, obviously today, as you might know, it's my first Father's Day.
Let's go.
Welcome back.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, man. Obviously, it's not happening the way that I wanted to. We won't go into details of that. Do you mean? So TMI 100%. But I think for me, for the longest time, and I've wanted a little mini me. Do you mean? Like, I think there's nothing more beautiful than being a dad, bro.
Let's go.
And also being through some of the stuff that we've grown up with, also being in Zim, you know how what comes with that kind of environment as well, when things are just hard for everyone. Do you mean? You're seeing struggle left, right, and center. And our parents having to sacrifice being around us to provide for us. And that lack of male role model in the most pivotal time of your life, because our parents came to England when we were 6, 5, and then I saw them. Yeah, there we go, 4, and then I then came to England to see my parents when I was 11. So that whole gap, bro, where there was lack of that father figure, bro. Bro, it makes and breaks you at the same time, bro, because it shapes. Because then everything around you is now shaping you, rather than the people that should be doing that for you. And like you said, you get the sacrifices made. But bro, when it comes to our parents, man, they've done like things that are literally beyond words for us. True. And being able, for me, the biggest joy is being able to have the opportunity to do that for your own person. And I also had the privilege as a big brother playing that kind of role, even for Ronald, bro. Like everything, even the coaching football, knowing that those things benefit him and seeing him being in his full glory. That's what being that role model is. Just being able to champion your people that you care about and playing that position selflessly, seeing the bigger picture for me. Bro, I can't wait to have that for my son, fam.
Yes, sir.
But listen, my dad, I love you. I don't tell you that enough, and I appreciate you and all the sacrifices that you make, man. You are the man that I aspire to be. Yes, sir. If not now, a few years from now, bro. Like, yeah, man. It's a joy to have people like that in your life, bro.
Yes, sir.
Tough.
It's tough. You need to be a father soon.
Yeah. We're waiting, man.
Come on. Literally 3 out of 4, man. All of us, 3 dads in the group, and this guy, man.
What's that?
Allegedly. It's allegedly.
Allegedly. 3 out of us.
I'm putting my business out. It's important to celebrate Father's Day because as great as it is to have a mother, and always is a statement that my mother always tells me, a wife is a home. Right? Come on. A wife is a home.
Very true.
Which means that, you know, when you got your piece at home with your wife, someone that you build everything with, and you have that person, that child that comes into the world, the way that they cling on to their mother in early stages, and they know who a mother is, and they can go there, and there's safety in that. But the father has to teach a son how to survive in the world.
Yeah.
And surviving in the world is horrible and it's hard. So the perception of your father growing up is this mean man who's teaching me all these hard things. But if you don't know these hard things now and you don't learn them and you don't comply, someone else is going to teach you.
Yeah.
And you won't like the lesson that you're going to be taught. So the reason of celebrating our fathers is that they prepare us for the world as men.
100%.
Okay? They protect their daughters if you're a daughter. So you know what not to get, because your father wants you to be treated the way he treated you as a little girl. And he wants their sons to be as resourceful and do better than they did previously. So the importance of celebrating fathers is understanding when you're growing up with your father, he's preparing you for the world. So you guys can go toe to toe, head to toe, head to head. And that relationship may even strain or may not be comfortable, but you're going to cherish and you're going to be grateful for all those lessons and everything that you prepare for. I used to look at my dad the way that he used to speak and give me these lectures. And I say, oh, he's giving me a lecture, or he's shouting, and my mother set me down one day, and they said, she gave me a real background. I won't go into. She gave me a background that made me understand my father a little bit more. And I spoke to my friends about it. Then he gave me some wisdom. He said, look for the wisdom in what the words that your father's saying. Not how he's saying it. Look for the words and the wisdom and what he wants for you. And when I started looking at every single conversation with my father like that, my relationship with him over this last 6 months has been incredibly improving at a faster rate, because I understand he's a human being, he feels things. He needs to process them, and I need to celebrate all the sacrifices that he's made for us. So I love you, Daddy.
Come on, man.
Love you, Dad.
To my son, Elijah, I've not met you yet, but I love you, bro.
That's it.
Just disclaimer. My son, Elijah, the first one. Elijah, love you, man.
And to Elijah the third.
I like that. I love that. Now, honestly,
Just wanted to say shout out to single mothers who are fathers to I was raised by a single mother.
Yes, but not a dad.
But she was the father figure. She had no choice. Don't be Shaddai's here, please. We don't want
this
that.
is no information, their perspective, even biblically speaking. There's always going to be someone who was a father figure. Because that's where the problem is. Well, maybe because you're a girl, so it's fine. But when a single mother raises a son, if the way she's trying to raise a son, she'll raise her the way that she thinks as a woman.
Yeah.
But she has no choice.
We know obviously there's no choice. But we're just trying to set the record straight. That a single mother
cannot do a man's job. You can't do a father's job.
I cannot do a mother's job.
Yeah.
And if I have a little kid,
can't be nurturing, can't be as affectionate as.
Try my best.
I hear your point 100%. For obviously your situation, 100%.
Because he's in heaven watching that.
For your situation, bro, grace to your mom, bro, for doing that for you and your siblings. Yeah, but those that choose and not get to again too much information.
Why you gotta say choose like that?
Yeah, because there are people who choose. To
because the option is there for the dad to play a role in the son's life.
But
and
I have a question.
Choose not to give your son that.
Let's do this simple thing. I sleep allegedly.
Oh right.
Someone gets pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a kid.
Yeah.
I tell them I do not want to be a father.
Yeah.
I express it. I'm not ready for it. I don't want it.
Yeah.
And she says, my body, my choice.
Yeah.
Then she has the kid.
Yeah.
Am I a bad father for not wanting to be involved in this child's life?
But no, you're not. If you're not involved, you're not. But you have to now understand that you have to be selfless now. It's not about you. No. Let me finish. Yeah, it's no longer about you now, because either you like it or not, that's 50% of your DNA walking there. Do you understand? So would you rather than with all your principles, your morals, everything, even our culture that we have, right? So are you then just willing to that empty vessel for someone else, some random man you don't know? Because if you're not there and you don't want the baby, she's gonna find a new man, right? That person to then pour in that cup and build this person, make them what? Huh? Yeah. Fair enough. And that's fair.
This is what I'm trying to say. It is not fair for people to force someone to become a dad.
If you don't want to be a dad, why are you doing things that should be done after marriage?
No, see, let's not do all that. That's rubbish. That's a rubbish argument. Because it's 2 people already.
Why are you doing it if you don't want to be a dad?
But that's the thing. I would have already told you. See, there's a choice. There's something called morning after pill.
And there's protection as well.
Yeah.
So why aren't you using
Martin, I'll shut this down now. No, don't do that. This is where I said about square peg in the circle hole. Why did you make it clear at the beginning?
Yeah.
Martin.
So leave. If I want the child, leave.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So how is it then my fault?
Exactly, because then if you make interest on his behalf and then you now say your dad never loved you, that's messed up. Because what if you're going into that? Yeah,
it's like I ain't getting involved
anyway. If you're going into the situation, because obviously my situation is completely different to that. But my point is, if you're going in the situation based on we're just horizontally jogging together for the sake of a good time. Fine. Next thing, you're not really going, babe, I'm not taking my pill anymore. Babe, I'm not even planning. If I get pregnant, I'm not planning to take the morning after pill. Babe, I will never abort this baby. If you're declaring that information before any horizontal jogging, I guarantee my man's going, you know what? I'm alright now. Yeah, I'm out. Next guy though, you do that. But girls don't do that. You're giving me with a surprise. Surprise! Yeah. That's not fair. Because also, if I just surprised you by coming against Lazarus and you without you expecting me to be there, now that's the case, right?
Yeah, it's different.
That's taking advantage of the situation. People should be honest, and this is what I said at the beginning of the episode. Women are not always great communicators. Of course. Yeah? Because you're not. Because that happens all the time. You try to trap
Anyway, moving on. Favorite memory of your dad or you as a dad?
Oh man. Yeah, for myself with my dad, many, man. Honestly, when I was a kid, I used to always travel around with him. But I think now this is not my favorite time because now we're now going baffled, but in the sense that I now understand how it feels to be a father, how it feels to be a man. Every decision that I'm making, I'm trying to make decisions that will benefit my son, and that shows that I'm a great role model. As a father, oh my days, man, my son is crazy. He's a joyful son right now. Like he's just sort of finished the whole tantrum stage, so he's very cute. Oh, daddy, I love you, stuff like that. So for me, like yesterday, I went to the park with him. It was an amazing experience. So there's too many for me to pick, but all I can say, I think it's the quality time, time that I get to spend with my dad, seeing him getting older and seeing all the principles he's taught me to come to fruition. And then as a dad, seeing my son grow and how he looks at me. And he's like, man, that's my dad, man. I know. Superhero. I chose you, boy.
No, he chose you.
Well, we can go to the scientific side of it. But anyways, that's for me personally,
Yeah. Go on, Taf.
My favorite moment with my dad, because I ain't nobody's dad.
From the previous episode, you almost were.
Yeah, come on.
He's got a 4-year-old son in the sky, man. We know you do, man.
Don't be talking about my kids.
Come on, man.
Talking about my kids. But my favorite moment with my father is there's a lot of them. But now is being able to sit down and actually have. No, I'll tell you my favorite moment with my dad. I called him on the phone unexpectedly while he was at work. I never normally call this man at all unless say, Dad, so the car is fucked up. How do we fix this one? Or if I need some assistance. If I need something, I'm gonna call you and say, your dad, man, go flat tire, bro. Where's the jag? You know what I mean? That's it. So I called him one time. I just called him. I said, hi. Said, what do you want help with now? I said, nothing. I'm just checking in. Just saying how you are. Did you eat today? How's your shift going? I said, he was in shock. He was in shock. I just wanted to see. He was in shock. I said, and then he said, oh, I've eaten. My day is going okay. I said, did you sleep okay? I said, yeah, I slept okay. And we just had a pleasant conversation where I didn't need anything, where I just checked up on him as his son. And then he was grateful. And then from that spawns more conversations and more dialogue where I'm just able, now I can just call him randomly. And he knows that my son ain't calling she needs something. He's calling to see how I'm doing, how I'm processing things, and how bad. Oh, okay, how can I help out? Or what are you thinking about doing this? And then I can give him advice and things, and he can give me advice and things. Because those are the things, being able to now, because I like to process my feelings while talking to them. And that's the process. So understanding my father that way. So that's my favorite thing, that first moment where I just called and said, "What's up?" And he was hit by that little shot. It gave me a laugh. And then I was like, yeah, man. And then it just opens up the dialogue now going forward. So that's my favorite moment with my dad.
Yes, sir.
You know, and watching Arsenal when we're not losing.
Yeah. My favorite memory, I'm probably gonna go with this, bro. I think knowing that there's a little person who's half of me, bro. Yeah, man, that brings tears and joy to man's eyes, bro. Because bro, it's not it may not be the vision of how I want it to be, but just knowing that, bro,
there's someone out there.
Yeah, man, that's my person right there, man. So that's one for me. As being a dad, as a current. In regards to my dad, I just think seeing how he cares and protects my mom. Do you know what I mean? And me saying like that level of marriage, that level of, it's not even like the romantic side. He's not the craziest romantic person, but seeing this like, bro, these men are best friends. Do you mean like even when they're planning things are getting done, the way that they celebrate each other's wins and the thing that they do as a couple, I'm like, bro, I want that. Like, I can't wait to have that. Do you know what I'm saying? And the respect that and the trust that he has in the relationship with my mom, where it's like, nah, you've got this. I know you got this. I mean, anything done, let me know, but I know you got this. And things just keep moving. Yeah, bro, I can't wait to have that level of trust and
that's beautiful, man.
Being a team with somebody and just creating a family.
That gets in together with our last point about how do you know that you found the one. And I think when you already, so I think the best way for me personally is to know the kind of things I'm looking for first. Yeah. So obviously to have someone that I will forever fight for, whether it's day or night. Yeah. To know that this person will forever fight for me. Like, even if we don't have anything, I know we got each other. Yeah. And obviously for me, because I'm a cultured man. So I want a woman that goes by my culture. Yeah. I try to be a single person. If I'm dating someone, I'll tell them my expectations. Yeah. Especially from a marital standpoint. Yeah. Living the streets. Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is, the person I want to be with. Yeah, I want them to know what my expectations are, and I want to know what their expectations are. If they are meeting, hey, why not? Let's get married. I'm not in a rush to get married. I've always said this to anyone I date. If you're the right person, I'll marry you next year, tomorrow. I'll marry you as soon as possible. Yeah. But I'm not gonna rush myself, because for me, I'm like, look, until I find the person that goes well for me, that's the kind of person I'm gonna go for. So would I want my daughter to date someone like myself? 1,000%. Yeah. I would. Yeah. I stand 10 toes on my own. For starters, I've made the choices I've made. I've been my truest version of myself. Yeah. Am I proud with everything I've done? Of course not. Yeah. But I've had some amazing moments in the stupidity. These men can tell you I've done something.
And we will tell you as the podcast.
Stay tuned.
But my point is, because I want to raise a daughter that can choose for themselves. Yeah. She can choose whoever she wants to be with and be okay with it. Yeah. Because this guy said a very, very important point, that as much as it was very crazy, but he was saying that you are dating someone, but every person has a level of, I guess, hell, as you like to say. Yeah. And if for my daughter, if it's dating a man that's crazy, who does all this crazy, if that's what she accepts, who am I to stop her? Yeah. And physically, there's actually nothing I can do. If I try to stop it, she's even going to go more. Yeah. So I'd rather say, hey, look, these are the standards I've taught you. If you want to follow through with this, then that's your choice. Yeah. As a parent, I'll always love you, always be here for you. So for me, 1,000%. And I'm getting better by the day. I'm getting into the men I want to be. I'm becoming more and more like my father. So why not? No. 5 years ago, man, anyways.
Oh, that reminds me of my memory of my dad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I told him I'm in a relationship, well, my dad, my mom's sister's husband is my dad. Yeah. I told him I'm in a relationship with someone and I'm happy.
Mm.
Because I know not.
We'll translate that later on.
He's like, is he good at what he does? I'm
Damn,
like, yeah, he's okay. As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
move
good.
on.
No, see, that level of honesty is needed, bro.
It is.
Is needed.
Yeah.
For me, how do you know she's the one? Like I said, bro, my thing is simple. Be my peace, bro. Peace. Because when man's been through so much chaos, just being the person that
You look
no matter, bro, we ride the storm together, but he's done it in a peaceful way. It's not that because, bro, because like I said, going back to what I said to you at the beginning during the pod, I know that completely brings the worst version out of me. So I'm trying. I want somebody who's gonna bring out the best out of me, because then when the best version of me comes out, bro, everything will just
cool.
Smooth sailing, bro.
Yes, sir.
So my whole thing, one thing I emphasize is peace. Be my peace.
I don't want peace. I want problems.
Nah,
always.
not anymore. And would I let my daughter, if I ever have one, date someone like me, bro? I think because I feel like I have more great qualities than shit ones. And trust me, I have quite a few shit ones. But I feel like those will probably they basically get overshadowed by the qualities that I have. Because I know I'm a good person and I care about people. The people that I care about, I care about them very dearly. I'll write for you, no matter what. You're saying there's no lie in regards to that. And I think my daughter having someone like that who's also highly driven and, as you might say, like even with this, bro, tell us gonna do it, and I want to do it to the highest level that we can, and make sure that we're committed, and we're consistent with ourselves.
That's it.
Like someone like that, I think, my daughter will. I won't mind them doing something like that. But no one is perfect, bro. There's always gonna be
that's the key word.
Bumps in the road.
I feel like all of you are gonna say yes to your child dating.
Nope, I haven't even answered that question. Okay. I'm gonna take off my glasses for this one.
Yeah.
Right. That's my glasses. How do you know she's the one? For me, personally, it comes down to a few things. But the most important thing for me, are you able to understand me and accept me with all that I am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once I know you can accept that, and you see those flaws, and you see every single thing that I'm struggling with, and you're able to stay through that storm. I'm like Bitcoin in 2015. You invested in me long enough.
Yeah, the Bitcoin out there.
Bitcoin. Bro, you invest in me long enough, you get the results. 100%. So I know if she's the one for me, I know if a woman who can understand me and accept me for all my flaws, all those things, or every single thing that I've ever done, everything that I'm going to do, or the pain, or the great memories, everything that's going to happen. Once you can accept that I'm not perfect and I'm a flawed human being, the ceiling is up. Okay, the only way is going up. So that's how I know she's the one for me. Someone that I can look deep into their soul, and I can look deep into mine, and we can really have a connection where we accept each other as two flawed individuals that are going to work together. Would I date my daughter? Would I? Hey. Would I let my daughter? There's someone like
you lot heard that. This man is from Alabama.
I have met them.
Sweet home Alabama.
You're weird, bro.
Fuck you, man.
You're weird.
Let me finish my sentence. Would I let someone date? Would I let?
Are you struggling, tough? Would you let your daughter date someone like you?
Not date you.
Yes.
I know, man.
I got disgusted. That's my thing, man. I didn't mean to say it. Anyway, all the problems that I've caused in my life, they were me causing them. The last 10 years of all the decisions I've made, they have a debt to pay. There's consequences to every single action that I've ever made. So I need to deal with those consequences. I need to deal with every single thing that I've caused in myself for the last 10 years before I can merge with someone and build going forward. Would I let my daughter
date someone like you?
Would I let my daughter date someone like me? Not right now. Right now, my daughter would deserve something much better. Someone who's a bit better, who's learned. And the only way that I'm becoming this person is understanding that I had to go through all this pain and suffering, most of it self-inflicted, 100%. But now, no.
Can I rebuttal or that? Because I get that, but I feel like you're chasing perfection. That is hard to achieve. Let me finish. Yeah, because even if your daughter is find someone who's so career driven, who's financially comfortable, that person is they're married to their job, so the attention that they'll pay to your daughter is not going to be enough for her to feel loved and feel like she's someone who she can emotionally rely on, right? If someone who is super emotionally thingy, they might be the best dad, so emotionally in tuned, but when it comes career wise, that's a bit mediocre. But in regards to are they a good person? So one thing I want to say to you though, advice wise, all of us here, bro, is everything we've been through, bro, is happening for a reason. It's gonna shape us. So when your son comes to you, there's anything similar, you go, bro, you see that road there? I know exactly. This is where it took me. But if you want to experience yourself, by all means, bro, you go do that.
I know my son ain't doing that shit.
Okay, then you lie to yourself. You're gonna call me Martin, bro. You never get what this Elijah guy did, bro.
My son or daughter, no.
Yeah.
Teaching from young, no. Because my daughter, the standards that I'm gonna raise her, and I understand what you mean.
But everything you've done up to now, did your parents want you to do that?
No, but the way they went about it, I feel
the
like the way the message was delivered from my parents, the way the message, we just started understanding the message now, and we're
tough. But we've been football coaches, for Guildford for 3 years, and it's not every player that you can go once I'm around the shoulder like no, that's it. You know what? When you're on there, just make sure you look up.
But have you realized?
Let me finish. Yeah, make sure you look up and look for that pass. Yeah, someone you go, hey, brother, and you listen to you, because sometimes you can't anticipate how your son or your daughter is going to receive the message. Because sometimes the shouting might be the way in where they go, oh my god, I'm scared of my dad. I don't want to disappoint him. Sometimes it's like, he's so soft and she's so soft. I have to.
Exactly what we're saying. Approach.
That's what I mean. Approach. So it doesn't matter what approach. If if shouting works for my son or my daughter,
then that's
what's gonna happen. But if they need a soft hand, like some of us do, then that's the approach I'm gonna make. But there is an approach that I'm going to make, because biblically, human beings are not meant to learn through experience. Nowhere God said, go out there and experience some shit, then you come back after you learn some shit. No, he said by faith. Okay? And me, if I had faith in my parents and the words they were saying, I wouldn't have touched that stuff because it was home. I wouldn't have done this because they've already done that. My father told me, he said, and he used to tell me a statement from the age of 16 until I was like 23. So, you think I haven't done any of this stuff you're doing right now? I'm like, man, this nigga old, man. Nah, bro. And then after you're older, you're like, okay, retrospect. I actually understand what it means. By faith, if I had faith in the words that my father said to me, I wouldn't be, my life would be a bit better than it would be. So my thing is that I want to instill so much faith into my children that when their father speaks, it resonates into their soul. That no other person out there can tell them a message that's more impactful than what I'm going to tell them. So when I say, don't do that, and they go, why? I don't go, hey, get away from me, because we'll go to parents. Why? And I go, get away from me, I had a hard day, or No, I'm gonna say, baby, the reason why we don't touch the stove is that I was just been cooking there. If I touch it right now, you're gonna burn your hand. I'm going to show you myself in my hand. Look, it burns, it hurts. Okay, don't do that. Okay, that's why we don't do that. Why should I not smoke marijuana? Or why should I do this? No. I'm going to show you all these things step by step.
Let me show you.
Yeah.
So when you on this shit, so you're just gonna
I'm gonna show you. So you have so much faith in your father that you can come to me and you can learn from me, and you can learn from the words that I'm saying to you. That's why I wouldn't let my daughter date someone like me right now, because if I had faith in the words and the things that have come from my father, I would be in a much better place and I'll be better. There's no chasing perfection. The mistakes I've made have molded me into becoming the man that I'm becoming right now. I'm still becoming that man. There's a lot of things I'm still working on. And I don't want to be perfect for the person that I want to marry. You know who you are. But I want to be in a better place where I can say, I'm at 20% right now. I'm now at 50. I can now help. You can now help me, and we can help each other get to 100, and we push together forward. That's it. That's the whole point.
I understand that, but I'm always gonna rebuttal that because my whole understanding is, bro, when your child is young, and let's say from 0 to 5 years old, they no. Oh, we'll wrap up now. When your child is from 0 to 5 years old, they are literally in your house, yeah. But from 5 all the way until they're 18, bro, they're spending more time at nurseries, primary school, high school, away from you than you are with them because also you have to work, you have to provide. Because I know you want 5 kids, yeah. So that's there you go, 7 kids. That's a lot.
No,
that's a lot of. Let me finish. Yeah, that's that. Even the way, even one in this climate, bro. Yeah, you need to go to work. Yeah, and you miss to go to work. My point be, when you have a family, that means you need somebody to live in the car, all these things. That means finances have to be aligned with that. So the time you can give to your child, naturally you're gonna be tired, you're gonna be exhausted, the bills are gonna be kicking your butt, your work might require you to move to saying obligations out of you. My point is, the time that you think you're gonna be have access to now will be completely different. Therefore, your influence on the situation, how they grow, their friends, their teachers will have more access to that and more influence over them than you will do. Because also some of the things that we've done, bro, our friends never told us to go and smoke that. Yeah, never did. But guess what?
I ain't never smoked no ganja, mama.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Right. Anyway, my point is, because of the people that were around, it's like you're curious. Human beings are naturally curious, i.e. Adam and Eve. Yeah, in the Garden of Eve.
Your parents also didn't tell you to indulge.
Sorry?
Your parents didn't tell you to indulge.
No, I get. Oh my God, I get that. But my point is, the messaging won't only come from you. So understand what he's saying about he's gonna make sure when he speaks, the ground vibrates. Yeah, in the child, and I get that. But my point is, if they get older, they'll spend more time away from you because it won't be as cool to hang out with dad anymore. It won't be as cool to think. It'd be cool to hang out with their friends though, to go out clubbing, whatever it is, if they go to university. So my point is, just be open-minded to the point of, it's okay to have a vision for your child or your daughter or your son, but the power that you might have, bro, might not always be there. But bro, guys, thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you boys. I'm gonna make sure this will be a 2-parter though. But honestly, I appreciate you, man. It's always good conversation. Until next week.
Bye.
Peace out.